After some really bad news with AEW Rampage getting its lowest ever viewership in the history of the brand, AEW finally has some good news as the Collision numbers are up. But then again, I'm sure Anna Jay could get a rise out of anybody. Welcome back, guys, to Fog Wrestling. The Collision numbers are up. I'm sure when Anna Jay is on the screen, most people are up, if you get what I mean. But you know what? This is a really bad week for AEW, man. They just found out the news that Rampage was its lowest ever. I mean, it wasn't that long ago. I think 2 weeks ago they did like 207k. This week they did like 170k. Lowest rated Rampage of all time. Wasn't that long ago. Rampage just started and CM Punk was doing 1.2 million. Fast forward 3 years, not even 3 years, and Rampage is stuck in the mud. And another show that has been stuck in the mud is AEW Collision. But at least some good news for AEW. There was an increase in the ratings this week, and I'm not going to make any more Anna Jay arousal jokes, I promise. But the numbers for Collision are up this week on the November 2nd, 2024 edition, and they're coming in at 349,000. Now, is 349,000 a good number? Absolutely not. It's not a good number, but I think with Collision, you've just come to understand and expect that's kind of the norm. If they can do 349, that's, believe it or not, as sad as it is, that's kind of a decent rating for Collision now, because we've seen time and time again over the past 4 or 5 months that Collision has been in the mud, in the bin, in the toilet. It's been shit. It's been shit after shit after shit. We've seen some really poor numbers, so I'm not surprised anymore. I mean, if you look at the past 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 weeks, 6 of the last 8 weeks have been lower ratings than this rating they've currently got. So while this is not a good number, it's better than what they've been doing. 6 of the last 8 weeks have been lower than 349,000. So when you factor it in like that, you know, it's not necessarily a bad number, but overall, it's a horrible number because wrestling just should not be doing this low. But yeah, lo and behold, wrestling in 2024 sucks, guys, and there is no boom period. But yeah, anyway, 349,000. This is up 9% on last week, which obviously did 321,000. So a 28,000 increase, which is, I guess, okay. And over the past 4 trailing weeks, it's up 12% because the last 4 trailing weeks for Collision came in at an average of 312,000. Now this week, the key demo did a 0.09. Last week, the key demo did a 0.09. So no change in the key demo. However, the episodes over the last 4 trailing weeks in the key demo come in at a 0.08. So it's up 12% in the key demo over what Collision has been doing over the past 4 weeks. So that just goes to show that the past 4 weeks have been pretty shite. However, if you compare this current quarter to the quarter last year, quarter 4 of last year, compared to quarter 4 of this year, Collision is down 27% in viewership. And if you compare quarter 4 of this year compared to quarter 4 of last year in the key demo, it is down 38%. So to nobody's surprise, information that we already know, but Collision this time last year was doing a lot better than it was this year. But even then, you know, last year in quarter 4, it was doing on average 442,000 viewers. That's not a good number. I mean, it's better than what they're doing now, but it's still not a good number, you know. The numbers are absolutely shocking. But let's move into the YouTube clip numbers then. So let's see what they've got in store for us here. So the number 1 clip this week, with 251,000 views, is Jon Moxley, AEW World Champion, comes to Orange Cassidy's home turf in Philly. That's got 251,000 views. Right. People seem to think that Orange Cassidy is a big draw, and they always point out the fact that when you look at the YouTube clips on AEW, the all-time YouTube videos, that Orange Cassidy is among quite a few of the videos in the top 10, top 15, top 20. He's probably in at least 3, 4, 5 of them. Now, that's impressive, right? Fair enough. But it's not because he's a draw. I'll tell you exactly why that is. It's simply because at the time he was unknown. It's because of the thumbnail, and it's because it's unique to see a guy standing in the middle of the ring with his hands in his pockets, especially while his opponent is looking to fight. And that's the reason why those Orange Cassidy clips have got so many views, because he's sitting there with his hands in his pockets, throwing the softest looking leg kick of all time, while standing across from a Chris Jericho or a Sting or whatever. And people don't know who Orange Cassidy is, but their attention is brought to this guy who's got his hands in his pockets. If you look at Orange Cassidy's clips now, they don't do good numbers. The ratings, the views in the YouTube clips aren't massive. If you look at Orange Cassidy when it comes to the ratings on the TV programs Collision and Dynamite, he's not part of the biggest quarters. He's not part of the biggest segments. He's not part of the big numbers. And people can say, well, look at this. He is. And I'm going to say, no, he's not. He's part of this, but I mean, the numbers are coming in because of Ambrose or because of Moxley, not because of him. So initially, that's why he was doing good numbers, just because it was intriguing to people and it was new, and people were like, "What the hell? Why has this guy got his hands in his pockets?" And I could totally understand that. I think you see this new wrestling company starting up, and you see these thumbnails of some guy just standing there with his hands in his pockets, and it's going to intrigue people, and they're going to click on it. And that's why he was doing good numbers at the beginning. But now people know who Orange Cassidy is. Now they know that it's just some shitty gimmick, and halfway through the match he takes his hands out his pockets and everything goes to normal. Now that they've realised he's 150 pounds of nothing, they don't care. So that's why he used to get good numbers at the start when people didn't know anything about him, and people were intrigued about the obscurity of a guy standing in a wrestling ring with his hands in his pockets. But now that they know, and they know that he sucks. So yeah. Second place, 104,000 views, Mariah May versus Anna Jay for the AEW Women's World title. This was in second place. I can't say I'm surprised. Two hot women. Well, what more is there to want, seriously, from a wrestling show? This is probably as good as it gets. Two chicks that look like Mariah May and Anna Jay. That's as good as you can hope for from AEW. Third place, 99,000, a celebration for the new AEW World Tag Team Champions, Private Party. Fourth place was 69,000, Kyle Fletcher, Don Callis, Protostar battles High Flying Commander. This Kyle Fletcher run ain't really doing much, is it? Oh, he turned heel. Oh, he's going to be going up against his little buddy, Will Ospreay. I mean, nobody cares. It is what it is. Just nobody cares about Will Ospreay. Nobody really cares about Kyle Fletcher. I do like Don Callis, but is he a ratings draw? Absolutely not. Fifth place, Roderick Strong battles STP's heavy hitting Shane Taylor. Sixth place, 57,000 views, Thunder Rosa versus Harley Cameron in a Day of the Dead match. So I guess this was some weird promotional Halloween Day of the Dead zombie type match where they put the face paint on. Good for them. Seventh place, 35,000 views, Everybody Dies. Callis' families, Brian Cage and Lance Archer roll. So I guess they take a bunch of people out. I don't know. Didn't see it. And in 8th place, 31,000 views, Leo Rush shows a different side. First Premier Athletes, Ariya Daivari. And that is your numbers then from AEW's official YouTube channel for this week's Collision. So yeah, there's the numbers, guys. It is what it is. The ratings aren't impressive. The numbers aren't impressive. Nothing really is impressive on this show. And, I mean, how much longer will AEW be around? I mean, considering Tony Khan's deep pockets, probably as long as he's willing to pay. But, yeah, AEW, it's not a fun show to watch, and not many people are watching it, so it's not looking good. Anyway, guys, that's it. Leave a like, leave a comment. I'll catch you in the next one. Been Fog Wrestling. Thanks for watching, and peace.